Hey everyone, me and Buster Green here. So, I wasn't planning on doing this, but literally two people asked me to do it. Some very nice stranger in the middle of the night came by and asked me to do a quick react to the brand new Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer, which of course I watched the second it came out. I even tried to watch it Tuesday because I thought it was coming out Thursday and not Tuesday, because they both start with T and they both end with day. Anyway, probably the best thing to come out of this trailer, because I've talked to like all my friends about it like yesterday. Surprisingly, a lot of my normal friends who don't follow the film history thought this movie was going to be another live action movie like the previous Mario Brothers movie, and they probably thought it would look like something like this. So funny enough, now they had these really low expectations about they were going to get another live action Mario movie. And instead, they just experienced the opposite of the trauma we all went through in the 1990s when the first Mario movie came out. Anyway, so this video is going to be my third time watching this trailer. I watched it when it streamed on the Nintendo Direct at Comic-Con. Then I watched it again later to see it in glorious HD. I try to see it as HD as possible, but I think I really need to see it on a movie theater screen to really soak in that quality. And so now here's my third attempt at watching it. So this trailer starts with this picturesque ice kingdom. It's got a nice healthy glow, and then we get that super cinematic blah blah effect, only this time it's coming from Koopa's airship raining down lava, and that's fucking cinematic as hell. Now at this point, 11 seconds into the trailer, I was dying to see a classic Mario 3 style airship. You know, one of those jank looking ones with all the wood and the screws falling off of it. But it's actually Bowser's entire lava kingdom, World 8-8, plus the castle on top, and it's all just flying around. If I had to explain this, I'd just guess that Kamek is in this movie. He's OP as hell. He made the whole kingdom fly to cruise Bowser around and stuff. I have a little mixed feelings on this. I kind of hope we get more classic airships elsewhere in the movie. That would be amazing. Otherwise, I guess I can technically consider this an airship. Just kind of, I don't know, it's a little too much, honestly. Still though, this whole scene is shot completely seriously, and it brings up this fucking insane horror that this is the fucking Dynasty Wars era of the Koopa Kingdom in its resurgence. We get our first quick peek at Kamek. I think Kamek is being voiced by Fred Armisen, who's usually a lot to take, but the dude's totally slipped in the role and he's doing it fucking perfect, so happy with that. Then we get the freaking Koopa army, and right here, just look at these three Koopas. They all look completely different. You got a fat guy, a skinny guy, a happy guy. Gives me a little bit of hope that all these little Koopas are gonna have some personality. And then we get Bowser coming out, and holy fuck, that's Bowser alright. Now we get another quick shot where we see a Koopa missing an eye. Another teensy bit of world building, and I'm so down for it. And here comes Bowser's first line of dialogue, and that's pure Bowser. I don't hear Jack Black at all. Jack Black is in there, but he's doing the acting. And then we come out with this Penguin King guy. If I had to take a guess of what's up with that, it's either one of those regional kingdoms from Mario 3, or it's possibly a variation of that combined with the ice world from Mario 64, where all those penguins lived and you would throw the baby penguin off the cliff. I really like how fucking smug the Penguin King looks. And all these little penguin soldier dudes are decked out in leather. Penguin King, not gonna lie, surprise MVP for me of this trailer. Anyway, so Bowser is way too fucking down to tangle with the Penguin King. And the Penguin King and his penguin army, they just kind of suck. So then fucking Kamek one-shots the entire penguin army. Which is kind of even more terrifying than Bowser, because this is just fucking Kamek. That's Bowser's fucking nanny. If that's fucking Kamek, what's Bowser up to? I love that we're in this fucking Dynasty Wars era of the fucking Koopa Kingdom. I'm so here for that. And then fucking Bowser, lets loose his fire and burns a fucking hole right through the heart of the Penguin City. And fucking steals their fucking Power Star. Oh my god, this movie is fucking Mario 64, isn't it? Okay, so Bowser does this really stupid who's gonna stop me line, and for a second there you can see Jack Black cracking through. But once again, Jack Black getting an A on his acting here. Extremely good acting from Jack Black. Enter Mario. Creepy assless Mario. He pops through a pipe, bounces off some shrooms, and every second of Mario looks off. I hate that they gave him a fucking collar like he's fucking Donald Trump. I hate that he has fucking weird plastic skin. I hate that his clothes look much realer than his skin. And I hate most of all that Chris Pratt is not doing any acting here. Look, I'm not a Chris Pratt hater. I fucking love Guardians of the Galaxy. The first one still stands as my favorite Marvel movie of the entire MCU thus far. And I don't think he deserves 100% of the shit he gets. I think he's just religious. I don't think he's a racist. I don't think he's a sexist. He might deserve 20% of it because he might have broken up with his ex-wife just because she had a retarded baby. I do think there is kind of like a hate mob targeting him. And maybe he deserves it, maybe he doesn't. A lot of people say he doesn't, but 20% of me thinks he kind of does. I don't know. It is kind of the same mob that like drove Michael Cera into obscurity 10 years ago. And I think Chris Pratt overall tries to be a good dude. I just don't think he's the best actor. And I think a lot of people are mad that he's just like lazily thrown into everything when he does such a bad job at his acting. Like, he's definitely not the best pick for Mario in this movie. And I'm extra horrified that he's also going to be Garfield and then Indiana Jones and God knows what else. Whatever other famous characters, he should not be playing them. He's really only good at like original characters that are just him either being like lazy, fat, or in shape. And then we hear Chris Pratt's Mario voice for the first time, and it's awful. It's just his normal fucking voice with no degree of like skill applied. And it gives me this horrible realization. A year ago, when this whole movie was announced, Chris Pratt put out this video teasing what his Mario voice was going to be like. And in that video, it was just his normal fucking voice with like a gruff attitude. And everyone at that time laughed it off and was like, okay, Chris Pratt, good luck. We can't wait to see the real voice next year. But now it is next year, and it's just sinking in that, oh my fucking God, no, that was his real voice. He showed it to us a year ago, cards on the table. And we were utterly just like so stunned by how absolutely lazy, how absolutely uncreative it was that we all collectively told ourselves that there was no way that could be the voice, that he had to and that he could do better. And here we are today, and he did not do better. He just did the same old shit. Oh, God. And on top of that horror, this moment also has one of those cliche haunting piano nostalgia tropes here. I just hate nostalgia cliche piano. I hate it more in every year. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Mario theme is designed to be played on piano, but this fucking trope is like really worn out its welcome. I was sick of it like when Jurassic World came out, starring Chris Pratt like fucking 10 years ago. And he's talking again, and it's just his fucking normal voice. That lazy fucking hack. Chris Pratt, why don't you try to earn your money? Why don't you fucking act? Why don't you do as good as Jack Black? Chris Pratt, why? Anyway, so Mario looks so fucking weird. I don't mind the photorealistic mustache. I don't mind the photorealistic clothes, except for the ugly collar. But I do really mind the bizarre skin texture he has, because he looks like a fucking, like, wax figure with, like, real hair coming out of it. We also get to see our first, like, look at Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. They totally warped his voice or something, because he actually sounds like Toad, and he doesn't sound like Keegan-Michael Key. I'd be shocked if he can actually get his voice this high, so I'm just assuming they warped it. I will say the Toad here looks a little too skinny, but that actually doesn't bother me that much, because it actually looks very similar to the way Toad was drawn in the old 80s Mario cartoon, which I think this is a little bit harping on. Oh, and there's some bad editing in this trailer where they combine the end of the scene with the beginning of the scene, so it feels like a mistake that Toad just instantly knows that Mario's name is Mario. And then we get another line from Chris Pratt where he does the tiniest hint of the voice. Like, we have this gorgeous vista of the proper Mushroom Kingdom with Peach's Castle from Mario 64, a town underneath it with some nifty rainbows and all that crap. And I'm actually finding out today, because it's been a day, that the blowback against Chris Pratt's Mario voice is so hard that people are actually like full on like singing the praises of the French dub actor who tried just a little bit harder to capture that woohoo, it's a me, a Mario factor that Mario is, supposed to have. And then we get to the title, and yeah, this is the Super Mario Brothers movie, and it's the font from Mario 64 because I think it's a secret adaptation of Mario 64. Now, if it's the Super Mario Brothers movie, where is his bro? Oh, and the full-on annoying movie star cast list is played on a xylophone. How annoying is that? Now, interestingly, Charles Martinet is still credited for this movie, and I'm just hoping to God that at the very least, he at least does Mario's jumping sounds. Maybe that would, like, justify Chris Pratt's lazy Mario acting because, like, there was a divide there. Or maybe they'll just give him a lazy-ass cameo. Or maybe he'll show up as Wario? That would be, like, shocking. Anyway, we also get, like, 1 second of Charles Day as Luigi fighting the Dry Bones. He has a very awkward quality. All he does is scream, but hey, it's Charlie. It sounds kind of right. Alright, so in short, I'm 90% stoked for this movie. I'm just disappointed in Chris Pratt's lack of acting effort. And if he's not fucking going to act, why does he keep getting work? Like, everyone gets an A in this movie except Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt gets a solid phoned-it-in C. A C, not an A. Not an A because he has no ass in his assless pants. But yeah, I otherwise want to run out of my house right now, right this second, go to the theater and see this damn movie. Because it's the goddamn Super Mario Bros. Movie. A once-in-a-generation event that I never thought we'd see, like, a proper movie. Especially after, like, the one I had when I was a kid. Where, like, fucking Mario was, like, bald and, like, trying to, like, seduce hookers and all that shit. Although, I kind of think this one will have, like, 3 sequels before Nintendo pulls back the rights. Potentially more than that, since Universal Studios is really trying to tie itself to the Nintendo brand to make up for the fact that Disney sniped away Marvel and The Simpsons and are going to really wreck up Universal Studios in the next several years. And on top of that, WB is currently on life support, so, you know, Universal needs all the help it can get. I really don't think this movie is going to fail. I think it's going to be wonderful. And you know what? Fuck, if this movie is good enough, I think we'll finally get a Zelda movie. And that will be great. Alright, I'm Buster Green, and yeah, 4 months from now, I'm watching the Mario movie. Later.